we and companies in general ask a lot of people. They're spending a majority of their day with us, and we're constantly asking them what they're going to do for the company, and we feel like it's only fair for them to have the opportunity to express to us what their goals are and find the alignment between how they help the company meet its goals while we're helping them meet their goals.
Welcome to the special From the Flight Deck episode of the Flying High podcast. Hang out behind the scenes with Travis and the crew as they chat about highlights from last week's episode, and hilarity is sure to ensue.
So at our new FBO that we're hopefully moving into the end of this week, beginning of next week, the office area that I carved out for me, I had to shuffle some people around to clear it out because it's a much bigger office than the other ones. But what it does is it gives us room where we got a room about the same size as this that we can set up a permanent recording setup and like backdrop and design and all this stuff without having to crash your pad every time and reorganize your life here every time. So I think it'll be cool. I think we got room that we can make some nice setups in there, and we need to get some more equipment to put in there and keep it set up or whatever we need to do. I think it'll be good. And that way if we and that other cool thing I think is that FBO has a lot of transient traffic coming through it, and we get a lot of really cool people through there. If we have all that like set up there, we may be able to grab someone once in a while and be like, hey, let's have a quick 10-minute chat, and just do like little spots with people. And if it's one of those where we got to, let's go set it up, or we got to travel here or there, we're not going to get those. But I think if we have something set up like this right there on site, maybe we'll grab some of those guys randomly.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah, I think it'll be cool.
Got to get a mammoth tooth for the table, and
heck yeah,
that's
got to get one of those Sons of Anarchy tables with the giant Grim Reaper in the middle of it. Yeah.
Let's do it, man.
Gotta find something.
So, like, FBO is a term that, you guys started throwing around when I started hanging out with y'all, but I had no idea, that it was like the flying Buckies of the sky, man. Like,
it's the Buckies of the airplane world, the easiest way to explain it is it's an airplane truck stop, it's where people get on and off the airplane and avoid all the lovely comings and goings of the public terminal and have all kinds of yummy snacks and drinks and nice lobby and place for people to hang out. And a lot of people that aren't in the industry don't think about it, but whenever someone's flying in that morning, the pilot's got to hang out there all day. So really a lot of it's geared around pilot accommodations too. So like in our new FBO, we centered a big piece of it around accommodating the pilots. So like there's this whole separate private area just for the pilots to hang out that's got this huge TV they can watch stuff on, and it's got like a security feed in there so they can see their airplane outside and see the parking lot and see if their passengers are coming or going or whatever. And has like these little individual sleeping rooms back in there where they can catch a nap if they want or go hang out by themselves or whatever. And got their own private bathroom and shower and all that stuff in there. So it's got a lot going on it to cater to the pilots too. And then the front of the house up there is all designed and laid out real efficiently for transferring people from vehicles to aircraft, whether they come through the terminal or go directly out on the tarmac. Either way, we have it set up where they can get to either one of those pretty easily and efficiently. So it's pretty cool. We spent a lot of time changing layouts and redesigning and making everything work. Went and toured, been to a lot of FBOs anyway, but specifically went and toured a bunch of the top-rated FBOs to kind of see what they were doing and what was working and what wasn't. So,
is this the first FBO in Amarillo?
No, at Amarillo International, where we're at, it was TAC Air for a long time, single source FBO, just one FBO there. And a few years ago, TAC Air got bought out by Signature, and Signature's I'm pretty sure they're the number one. They're either number one or number two largest FBO chain in the world. Really big company, locations all over the place. So they're still there operating on the field, and then we'll be there trying to cut out our piece of the pie.
Pie. We're back at it, bro.
Still don't have no pie.
Gonna burn an hour talking about pie here.
Speaking of, man, how's the cantaloupe, bro?
Oh, God.
You look good, though, man.
Hey, I've lost 19 pounds.
Heck yeah, dude.
Insane.
That's how much I weighed when I was born.
Jesus.
I'm joking.
No, dude, I went on that tirade about cantaloupe last time because I thought I hated cantaloupe, and then I discovered snap peas.
It worse, huh?
Dude, I use the cantaloupe to clean the snap peas out of my mouth
Oh
now.
my
So,
goodness.
yeah.
What do you think
But,
about snap peas?
I don't think I've had a snap pea, to be honest with you.
yeah,
A little
you
too
should
green for me.
you should try one. They're really good. They're
Ah,
delicious.
I don't even know what a snap pea is. Is it?
The methodology behind this cut, though, like I don't know why it works, but things are working. And
Nice.
whenever we did that podcast with Chris Barta, he's the one that hooked me up with it, and so I'm working with him on it some now. And he's like, "Dude, it'll work." And I'd been on a plateau for several months before that, and I'm like, "Man, I don't know," but dude wasn't wrong. It's working. It's a really
Nice.
good cut. It's a good program. It's you gotta have a lot of discipline. It's a very strict program, but it works really well. So I only got 1 day left, so I
Hey,
think one more day I might hit that 20 mark. I'd be happy with that.
dude, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Have you been able to eat a bunch of meat on it, or?
Not like I normally do because my normal day to day plan is meat and fruit.
Yeah, so normally you're on the
Yeah.
carnivore, and it sounds like you
Yeah.
kind of did a
Well,
flip flop from that.
so Paul Soledano, he goes by Carnivore MD on most of his social stuff. I follow his program most of the time, so it's no seed oils, no hardly any vegetables, very rarely any vegetables. It's almost all meat and fruit based, and that's how I normally eat. And this has tons of vegetables in it, so that's been kind of weird for me. But his program works great for day to day maintenance. Like this thing is a cut. Like you wouldn't want to stay on this very long term, but if you just need to cut down a little, it works good.
We have Matt Lee on the
Matt Lee.
podcast. I'm even repping some of his
Yeah.
Allergic to Average gear. Love that stuff and love what he's doing. And you had talked about seeing A to A stuff around town and being kind of a trigger of that's my type of person. Like they're reevaluating their perspective. They're moving towards becoming something more and just had even mentioned a little bit about how there's some similarities between A to A culture, allergic to average culture, and the culture that you've implemented here at Haven. And so, talk to us a little bit about how do you articulate the culture of Haven?
Well, first thing I want to say is Matt is a freaking stud. I love that guy.
He's a boss.
Dude, the amount of time and energy he spends feeding into the kids in the community and trying to get them on the right track and helping people that don't have role models and trying to get them where they're aspiring for something bigger and better than what's presented to them and kind of lifting their lid on what they think is possible in life. Dude just deserves mad respect for that. He's guiding the future of our country with the time and energy that he's putting into that whole effort. It's just really cool person. And his whole Allergic to Average brand, uh, it's very much the same as the way we look at things. That we don't want to be like everyone else. We don't want to be normal. We don't want to fit in. We want to do something bigger and better, and not different just for difference sake, but different because we think there's better ways things can be done, and not just getting established in the norms of the industry. I think all in all, the aviation industry does a pretty remarkable job on safety and making sure we're getting passengers from A to B and cargo from A to B safely. But outside of that, the work environments and the way that we have historically got that safety record out there is not always very conducive to a great place to work. So we're just trying to take a different approach on that and give people an environment where they can grow into their full potential. And there's some people that in the shop they just want to be a wrench turner. They don't want to manage people. They don't want to conquer the world. They want to come in and do a good quality job on their product, and they're craftsmen and they're really good at it, and there's nothing wrong with it. But you got other guys that come in and they want to earn their chops, doing that piece, and then they want to move up. And so a lot of companies are structured where that guy that doesn't want to move up, he's obstructing this guy from moving up because they do it on this hierarchical basis. And so we have ours structured where, hey, if you're happy where you're at, we're not going to bypass you because of us, but we do these things that are called personal, professional, and financial goals. If your professional goal is to stay right where you're at, we're not going to force you to move as long as you're performing and doing good in that spot. But if Joe Blow over here, he just because he hasn't been there as long as you, his goal is to move up and be some type of management level or higher tier in the company, and that's what's on his professional goal. we can accommodate both tracks very efficiently and get them to hit their personal goals. So I just think that's an important piece of a work culture, is that you can see how you're going to grow within that organization and not be capped by other people that have a different map than you. And then laterally being able to move around. If I don't want to be a pilot anymore, I want to go be a mechanic. Well, here's the pathway to that. Or I'm working as a line guy at the FBO, but eventually I want to be a pilot. Okay, well, here's your pathway for that, and giving them clear instructions on these are the steps you need to take to get to those. So, I think it's a big piece of it is just understanding each person's personal, professional, and financial goals. And we and companies in general ask a lot of people. They're spending a majority of their day with us, and we're constantly asking them what they're going to do for the company, and we feel like it's only fair for them to have the opportunity to express to us what their goals are and find the alignment between how they help the company meet its goals while we're helping them meet their goals. And it seems to be working. It's not perfect by any stretch yet. We're still optimizing it and making it as best as it can be, but I feel like we've got a big leg up on how most people do it. We're extremely customer service oriented. We're dealing primarily with high net wealth people that expect a certain level of, like, their basis expectation of service is higher than your average person. Right. And for us to be impressive, you got to be a step above that. So the customer service is huge and critical, but we don't want to do it at the detriment of terrorizing our people to achieve it. We want to do it because they're aligned and they're in mission oriented, aligned with our company goal. And so then they go and do it because they want to do it, not because they're being forced to do it, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Seems to be working. We have a very low turnover rate. We haven't lost very many people by attrition over the years. We tend to keep people around once we get them on the team. The biggest challenge is that so many companies have used the culture argument to get people to come to work for them, and then they get there and their culture is actually dog shit. And so when you're interviewing someone and you start telling them, hey, we got great culture, we do this, we do that, and I'm like, yeah, I've heard all this song and dance before. So it's one of those show me, don't tell me things. So yeah, you still got to be very competitive on the pay rates and the benefits and all the other things that go along with it. And Chris said this yesterday in a meeting that we were going through, and it's super true. It's the way I see it is the compensation and the compensation package is what gets them there, and the culture is what keeps them there.
Oh, nice.
So,
hit the button if you're going to clear your throat.
You're right.
I'm over here swallowing. I'm like, oh, man. Can you hear all this? There's a gnarly burp probably like 7 minutes in, right in the middle of Travis's sentence. Just one of those that just kind of came up after drinking a little bit.
It's a low rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to hear it.
I'll filter it out. Use the alligator bellow filter.
Did you guys have an alligator in your studio?
It's the mascot.
Could you get a pet alligator? Like, is that illegal?
In Florida, for sure.
I used to have a caiman in my dorm whenever I was in A&P school.
How sweet would it be to have like an albino alligator just chilling right there?
That would be pretty dope.
This episode is brought to you by Haven ASG. Looking to buy your first private aircraft or upgrade your current bird? Travis and the team at Haven Aviation Services Group has you covered. From finding the jet of your dreams to selling your old model, our expert brokerage teams handle every detail, connecting you to the right deal for the right aircraft every time. Visit havenasg.com/flyinghigh today for your custom experience to begin. Again, that's havenasg.com/flyinghigh, or just click the link in the show notes. Now back to the show.
Are you a morning guy?
No.
You're there 7 o'clock every morning.
That's a discipline, not because I want to be. Let's be real.
Dude. Just trying to avoid disaster, man.
Yeah, exactly. Got to avoid that disaster. I don't know. I drive everyone at my house crazy. Well, Wiley's like me, but the girls are not. I bounce out of bed early and let's go. I'm fired. I love mornings. I'm fired up in the morning. By end of the day, I'm like, all right.
Wind it down.
Let's start over.
I can hit hard till about 4 o'clock, and then that's why I kind of get there early too, because I want to get home. But I get more of my work done in the morning, and in that like 1 to 3, man, I conquer. Like that is time to shine right there, right after lunch.
Don't you tell Dub about your experiment of coming in at like 3 o'clock in the morning?
I could get a lot done.
Yeah, it worked real good for about 3 weeks, and then you
No,
got
I did
hurt.
it for like 6 months, man.
Tell
Don't
me
let
the
him
tell
under
me the
exaggerate
story.
this. It was 6 months, dude. I went hard for. When I
He
first
was on a
got,
sprint.
it was a sprint. And that's what it was. Is what was it last year when I went over to the GM position at Haven MRO? I kind of came in and it was just there was a lot of, like, in my opinion, fixing, just trying to get everything back on the right roads. Like, it was there, the foundation was there, but we just had to finish building a bunch of bridges.
Train was off the rails.
Train was off the rails. Finished building the bridges. There was stuff that was 25% done, 50% implemented. So to get everything done is the chaos of dealing with customers all day and tech support for the mechanics and building this and doing this is the only way I could ever train myself, because I had to do a bunch of self-training in, like, the corridor module and how we want to do these procedures and, like, how can we make this safer over here? How do we build R&I sheets and all this stuff. So I just started showing up at like 3 in the morning every morning for like 6 months straight, and I'd get so much done between 3 and 7, 3:37, somewhere in there. I would usually leave my house in that 3 o'clock range, and for them 3-4 hours, I could just dominate. But by 1-2 o'clock, then I was pretty dead.
No doubt.
So, I kind of burned myself out doing that. So I kind of, after doing that sprint, I kind of told myself, like, we're not doing that again, even if it needs to be. I mean, we'll do it again, but for a shorter period. Like, if I need to get something done that's just urgent, let's do it for a week. But we can't sustain this because it does get tiring.
It's also a lesson in knowing what your role is in supporting your team too. So yeah, from those morning hours, getting there that crazy early and doing all that, he'd go on that good sprint and get a lot of his work done. But he can only do that for so long, and then you're done by 1 o'clock. But you got a whole team of people that need you the rest of the day. You're kind of leaving them hanging, and so that's what he kind of got into is, yeah, he was getting a lot done personally and was benefiting the company, but then the team was kind of lost at the end of the day, going, where's our lead horse here?
And then you have people calling you at 4 o'clock, customers and stuff, and you're drained by then. So the customer service is probably not to the expectation that I would want it. You're, hey, instead of, hey, still fresh. So
Yeah, you're 13 hours in by then.
yeah, I got that kind of through all that, and then got back on the same schedule just to make sure I'm there to support the whole time.
Nice.
It was a good example of that whole life cycle, though. It worked to do the heavy lift he had in front of him, and got to the end of it. By the end of it, he was pretty smoked. He was struggling a little on the end of that thing, so it was fun. I liked watching it.
I enjoyed it too, though, because I was making a lot of, it was very motivating for myself because, sometimes you go in and let's just say you're on the same schedule and I have this plan to get this, this, and this done. Well, then every 2 seconds you got a new question coming in the door, new question coming in the door. The questions quit, now the phone calls are there, and then sometimes you go home, you got a lot done, and what you did was definitely needed or wouldn't have got done. But when you scope out, sometimes it's like, I didn't get nothing done, And so sometimes doing that 3 in the morning was nice just because I felt a self-reward. I could actually visually see the progress, when you're just fighting day-to-day battles. There's progress and you did your job and it was right, but you just don't have that visual, look what I got done, so
yeah.
That kind of in its own way gets, I guess, drained. Like, not draining, but just like, you just don't feel like you're doing your job anymore. You're like, eh. But then you scope out again and you're like, well, realistically, without me or without the way the team and me came together and got this problem solved, So just the way you want to look at it, I guess.
Yeah.
It's fun to change it up, I guess, is where I'm getting at, There's fulfillment on both sides.
Nice.
He's a pure I personality, so it's got to change rapidly for him.
I'm a CI, so I want to party, but the party must be perfect or I refuse to party. That's the
CI.
Yeah.
CC. Which one's a C?
Conscientious.
Which on our program that we use,
that'd be the S.
Ventures. It's the
A.
Yes, analyzer.
Analyzer.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
He's a perfectly partying analyzer.
It's true.
Yeah.
Everything's got to be perfect, and then we're rolling.
Party time, man.
I like that. The way you say that. I want to party, but the party's got to be perfect. That's so true.
Yeah.
Those disc tests they're pretty awesome. It's crazy how accurate they are, you know?
It is, man.
They save my ass a lot because I get a new person on the team and I'm trying to figure out how to deal with them, and saves me a lot of figuring out to just go look at that and get a baseline for what kind of expectation to get out of that person. So I love them. I rely on them pretty heavy.
Really helps with both self-awareness and emotional intelligence, and yeah, it can be a real accelerator for sure. So, man, is the greasy goose giving us another chance, or has he unsubscribed? What's happening there?
No, he's loving it. He was a little heartbroken that his dance for the 6-7 didn't make it into the Greasy Goose episode, but
I can bring it back.
He thought it was pretty cool. He's a hoot though. He likes doing all this stuff. He likes being around it.
Yeah, man.
We're on Shark Tank kick right now, and so he's like studying each one of the judges to know what angle to go at him with whenever he goes on Shark Tank. He's all hell bent now that he's going on Shark Tank. I'm like, what are you gonna pitch on there? Well, I'll do this. Like, he came up with a bunch of random stuff. I'm like, it's so challenging him, just, I don't know if that's investable. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. And he's like, well, the guy that you guys have as a customer, he did it with a egg and an Easter bunny outfit. And I said, that's true. Yeah. One of our customers, a really, really cool dude. He went on there and he won an investment with it. He actually has a really cool story. He had his nieces and nephews trying to decorate Easter eggs, and they were like doing all the dye and the stain, and it was all the normal arguing about all the dye and stain and stuff everywhere. And he's like, "There's got to be a better way." So I'll probably screw the story up a little bit, but something to the effect of he went out in the garage and found one of their RC remote control cars, and he like just flipped it over and set the egg on the tires, and the tires, when you make the RC go, it would make the egg spin around. And then they gave him markers, and they started doing that. And he's like, "This could be a good deal." And so he designed that.
I've seen that product. Yeah.
So he designed that.
That's cool, man.
What do they call it?
Egg-tastic?
That's what I was thinking, is egg-tastic. I don't know. We've got like 10 of them. We buy them every year.
Right.
But he went on there and pitched that product and blew it up, and he's done really well with it. So
nice.
Yeah.
Where is he based out of?
Here in Amarillo.
Oh, we got to get him on the podcast, man.
Oh, we should. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's cool. We were just talking about him on our meeting this morning because we're getting ready to do some stuff for them. But he's a really cool guy. His headquarters here in Amarillo, and it's called Egg Quarters.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right.
Have so many egg puns in that one.
Bro, for sure.
Better get brushed up on your egg puns.
Excellent.
Better scramble your brain and figure it out.
I'll hatch some.
Oh, this is great. I'm not going to lie.
Dude, this
Keep
is
going.
Good quality podcasting out here.
Yeah. See how many puns per minute we can get.
Yeah. If we really went against each other, it'd be over easy, though.
Totally. I'd lose.
Over easy? It's fine.
I got it.
I missed that one.
Thank you.
See, you just proved you won. That one went right over my head.
Gonna have to go Google some some things about eggs.
Yeah. You gonna beat me? What?
ChatGPT.
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all don't y'all have chickens and stuff with your furry cows? Or what's going on at the LeMans Farms?
Dude, we have, I think we're down to 15 chickens now. Robin decided she wanted chickens, so we got a chicken house and coop and all that stuff built. But one thing I will warn you about is, so we got like the normal chickens, but as you can tell from our furry cows, we don't have like normal animals very often. So I saw these ones called turkens, and I was like, what the hell is a turken? I had to Google it. I was like, can they cross a chicken and a turkey, or what is it? It's like, I had no idea what the hell a turken was. Well, no, turns out it's just a chicken species from like Transylvania or something like that, some weird place over there. But they're these super fat, ugly birds. They're like missing all their feathers, and
it's like a hairless cat. It's the hairless cat of chickens.
It is the hairless cat of the chicken world. And so like their whole, you got to look them up, dude. They like their whole neck is naked and their head's naked, except they have like this little plume on top of their head.
That's like me.
And then they have like a few random feathers on their wings, but they're mostly naked. ugly as sin. They're like huge fat body birds. They're primarily used as a meat bird, so they get up to size really quick so that you can get meat out of them. But they also lay these really big brown eggs, so you can use them as egg layers. Well, we bought four of them, and one of them turned out to be a rooster, and then three of them turned out to be hens. And since you're not outdoorsy, hens lay the eggs and roosters don't. So
This guy. I did my time with the Amish, bro.
oh yeah, you got your Amish time in. The but the three hens, dude. The first one had like this jacked up birth defect on its leg, so it only had like one leg, and the other one was like folded up under it like this. And we named him Ed or her Ed, and
She was handicapped.
she was handicapped.
I'm here all day, bro. Oh, man, he went from my biggest fan to shaking his head. Yeah, it's fine.
So I would have just killed it early on because it was so jacked up. But then as it fattened up and turned into this big old giant meatball, it couldn't even like stand up. It would like push on this and it would like fall over and stuff. So it ended up having to that one. Then like 2 or 3 weeks later, that rooster, what's his name? I don't remember what she calls him. Stanley. She calls him Stanley. He started like attacking one of the other hens and was like pecking a hole in her and like had her all tore up. So he separated her out. Robin was trying to get her healed up, and she just got like really sick, and then got where we couldn't keep her around, so I had her. And then like 2 weeks after that, the third turken hen, like all the other chickens, they jump up in the roosting boxes to lay their eggs and stuff. And these birds are so fat and have so few wings, like they can't even glide like a normal chicken can. But this stupid one tried to jump into the nesting box, and her leg went between like the roosting bar and the box. And so Robin went out there, and she's hanging upside down by her leg, like flopping around underneath the box. So Robin got her out and brought her in. She had her like in a segregated area and was trying to see if her leg was broke or if she's going to be all right or not. So Robin calls me, and she's like, "Yeah, you got to come look at this chicken." So I get home, and I get her out of the box and set her down on the floor to see if she'd put weight on that leg or anything. And like she just looked at us all weird and like shook her head all crazy and like bopped it up and down a few times, shit everywhere, and fell over dead. I was like, what the heck just happened, dude? It was so crazy. And so we've had terrible luck.
What in the world?
Yeah, we've had terrible luck with turkens, so we're not allowed to get any more turkens.
You haven't lost any other chickens?
Mm-mm.
Just the turkens?
Just turkens have been hell.
I feel like all of the horrors that your turkens endured. That's especially crazy considering all of the comforts they had.
They do have a very bougie life. I don't know how those things would survive in the wild. They've got to be like a genetically modified chicken or something.
Surely.
I don't know much about I don't know anything about their history other than I looked up where the name came from. But they're so helpless, dude. They're just a big fat meatball that can't fly, can't glide, can't do anything, can't be weather hardy. Like,
did they taste good?
I didn't eat them.
You didn't eat it?
Hell no.
Why?
No. I'm out on that.
I'm so confused.
We can get the last turken.
Yeah.
Because they were like pets?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Robin
gotcha.
would have had them.
I thought you said they raised them for meat.
So they're made for meat. They would have tasted fine for anyone that likes chicken, but for one, I hate chicken. For two, I'm not plucking a chicken, and for three, Robin would have murdered me because they were her babies, and we had to be very supportive of her emotional condition after losing her pets. So.
The one with the one leg would have been like one huge drumstick.
Oh my god! That chicken's looking like Sylvester Stallone from Over the Top. Just one.
Oh jeez, yeah.
Bro, that's hilarious.
Big drumstick. It definitely would have been.
Oh my gosh!
That's how that one would have went down. No, Mom will support all my shenanigans as long as I support her chickens and her weird animals.
How do you keep the furry cows from becoming pets so that you can eat them?
So the way I got around that is I convinced her to crossbreed.
The workaround.
Yeah. You can't eat the purebred furry ones, but I convinced her to let us crossbreed them with Wagyu, and now we have a hybrid. So now it's not just a cute, fluffy pet cow. Now it's a meat cow. So We're not
Gotcha.
supposed to name those ones,
Right.
but the kids have named them. So
I knew it.
the one that we're getting ready to butcher right now, whenever his horns got pulled, one of them took and one of them didn't. So he's got a horn on one side and not on the other side. So the kids call him Unicorn. So now every time we go to eat him, we're gonna be like, we're eating Unicorn tonight. So that'll be fun.
I just imagine them just all sitting around the table sobbing, trying to enjoy a steak.
No, the kids are pretty well adjusted. Robin may eat chicken on those nights, but
But not turkey.
not turkey.